All right. Hello, hello. Happy Wednesday. Hi. Happy Wednesday, Renee Cage, lifestyle strategist, uh-uh, speaker trainer, mental health clinician. Hello, hello, Winnie Pooh. On Facebook, I'm looking both down, up, and I'm at Facebook and Instagram. Hello, hello. Happy Wednesday. How are you guys doing on this beautiful Wednesday? It is, can you believe it? We are already in the month of August. Like, slow it down, slow it down, slow it down. It's just like this year is just steaming past us right now. And I want to talk to you about something as it relates to time. So if we haven't met before, I'm Renee Cage Watson. I am a licensed clinician, lifestyle strategist, speaker, and a trainer, and I help women leaders, and particularly, I also work with others, but mostly women leaders, and helping them overcome overwhelm, burnout, fatigue, helping them get like clarity on what it is that they want so they can really align with their purpose and their passion and really step into their full self unapologetically while really creating this sense of this lifestyle of freedom where your wellness is at the center and the core of that. This thing is doing a delay. I don't know if it is what's going on with my broadcast on StreamYard, but I feel like it's a delay going. But anyway, so one of the things that my clients struggle with, and I have had also in the past, is feeling like you have so much to do and not enough time, right? Like, got all these things to do. You got like goals and dreams, and but then you got all these other little minute things that you have to do, your day-to-day things, right? Then you have the things as far as things you wanted to do, like you maybe want to go to the gym, but you feel like you don't have time to do that. Or maybe you want to take a trip or spend more time on managing your well being, but you feel like you don't have time to do that because you have all these other things to do. And I was just talking to one of my good friends and a colleague today about all of these things that I want to do. I mean, I have all of these things that I want to do. I want to continue to do some traveling, speaking all over the world, being on stages, keynote stages on the news, on talk shows, sharing the stage with Les Brown, Lisa Nichols. I have all of these, writing my book, all of these things. So many things, joining different organizations, doing more philanthropic community work, just going to Africa, just so many things. And I'm like, how do I get all these things done? Well, can't do it all in one day. And I know that to be true, right? The strategy is first of all, just breathe. Breathe. It's okay. Just breathe. Slow yourself down and breathe. Really, you can take a break. Sometimes we just are doing so much, so much, so much. Sometimes we just need to stop and recognize, where am I right now? Sometimes you get to in the mall or at a landmark and they have like a little dot and it's like, you are here, right? You are here. So it's okay to just slow down and stop and just recognize and acknowledge and do some inventory where you are here. Where is your you are here? Where are you at? Um, and then also give yourself some grace because where you are, you've come from somewhere. You just haven't been just stuck there. So oftentimes we don't recognize and we don't give ourselves enough credit and acknowledgement of how far we have come, how far we've moved, how far we've grown, what we've gone through, what we've achieved, what we've learned, all of these different things. We minimize that. So I encourage you to not minimize that, but to uplift that and lean into that. Um, when we're feeling overwhelmed and we have all of these thoughts, one of the things that helps me is I go outside. I get connected with nature. I love to go sit by the water at I go sit by Lake Merritt. I love to go to the San Leandro Marina. Oftentimes, when I'm doing meetings, my backdrop is some water, the beach, something serene. So I am visually looking. I love water. I'm a Pisces, so maybe that's because I'm a fish, so like in the waters. But going out in nature, there's something about being in nature that connects you back to your source, right? Your feeling of connection of where you are with this universe. It's just so, what's the word I'm looking for? It's grounding when you are looking at, when I always do this 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 mindfulness exercise. So I am looking at the birds, them flying around, the different birds. I'm looking at the water, the waves of the water in the lake. I'm looking at how the sun is shimmering off of the water. I am looking at the different trees, the different types of trees and flowers. Looking at the buildings. I'm looking at the plane in the sky. I'm looking at the clouds. Looking at the people as they walk by, the kids, the runners, the dogs. Just taking it all in. And then I listen to the sounds. It's just like I really get in tune with my senses. So when I'm feeling overwhelmed and having all these things to do, these are some of the things I do to get myself back connected. Um, but really, what really helps is the pen to paper. We have oftentimes all these thoughts, right? Pinging around in our head. Ping, 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 ping. Gotta do this, gotta do this, gotta remember this, gotta do this. It's too much. It's a lot. We have like 50,000 thoughts go a day, right? So we got a lot of stuff going on up in there. Write it down, scribe it, purge it, get it on some paper, make some sense out of it. Then you can like maybe categorize the thoughts, the ideas. You can, you know, make some circles around it. Like this can be delegated out to someone. I can get somebody to join in and help me on this. Somebody else is really skilled in this area. It's just what's you got to get it on paper so you can see it. We're visual. So you have to visually see some things, and then you can like create like, well, what's my next step after I've seen this? Like, what can I do? What's my next action step? Another is sometimes when we're feeling so overwhelmed, just pick. I often say pick. One of the strategy is what they call eat the frog first. So it's like really doing your hardest thing first. Sometimes you might got to go the opposite direction with your strategies. Just pick an easy task and do it. Just do something. Do something. Sometimes small wins help get you that momentum, get you that motivation, that sense of confidence that you need to like, okay. Small wins equal larger wins, right? So start with small. You don't always have to eat the frog first. Start you with a small little kibble, and then take another kibble. Um, Another way to get over the overwhelm when you got thinking like I got all this stuff to do. I don't know where I'm gonna start. I got too much to do. Eliminate something. Maybe all of those things you got in your head that you gotta do, you want to do, you're supposed to do. Maybe that you have to reassess that. Look at that again. Is it really is that a truth? Is that a fact that you got to do all of these things? These are choices. Maybe these are some choices that you can make a concerted decision, intentional, that this is something I'm going to delegate. This is something I'm going to take off my plate altogether. This is something that I'm going to delay to do next month, next year, whatever, or all the way off. You get to decide. I love it. I love taking stuff off the list because when we take things off our list, it gives us opportunity to put things on the list that does feel good with you, that does resonate with you, that fill you up, that that gives you a sense, a source of um, happiness, joy, fulfillment, right? So pay attention when you are in those zones. When you are in those zones of feeling good or doing something, pay attention to what it is you're doing so you can access that feeling again, so you can access that activity again, so you can duplicate that maybe in a different way, but you know what that feeling feels like. Another thing, when we are overwhelmed, we have so much to do, it's similar to delegation, but it's really asking for help. We have a hard time asking for help. We often feel like it's a sense of, failure. It looks negative to ask for help. It's a sense of weakness. That could be so farthest from the truth. Things get done in community and teamwork. This whole individualistic way of being will burn you out. Hey, love. So, getting in partnership with others, other like minded people, and also some other unlike minded people, because you don't want to also like create yourself in a silo, in a box where you're not growing, where you're not considering other thoughts and beliefs and considerations, because that also helps us grow. But asking for help is key. Delegating. Drop a comment, let me know, drop me a emoji if this is resonating with you. Is asking for help something that you have trouble with, or is that something that you are now know that it benefits? Another is, you, we overbook ourselves so much. So it is learning how to say no. No, no. It's a complete sentence. No, that's not in my journey today. I did a video on 10 ways to say no nicely, and I'll share that with you. But if you have to just have a nicety way, you just feel like you just no is just too harsh for you. There are other ways of saying it, but no is a complete sentence. Oftentimes we don't we we feel guilted to give an explanation, and it's really not. That's just your own mindset and thought. It's not required. Oftentimes when we say yes to people, when they ask us to do something, we don't have to give them an explanation for yes. So I would like for you to challenge yourself to say you don't have to, yes, yes. Asking for the right help. Okay, I feel you. Sometimes asking for the right help. So this is about getting clarity on what it is that you need, getting clarity on what's the ultimate goal, and then kind of getting clear on the person that you're asking, like what's their skill set, what are they able to bring to the table. Sometimes we ask the wrong people for the wrong people for help, right, like you say, or we're not able to really articulate the help that we need, or we're not clear, so then we get frustrated, right? So that goes into you getting clarity on what the outcome you're looking for, right? And then kind of getting clarity on what you know to be true as what can make this happen. Maybe you don't know. Maybe this is an opportunity to like get some, some support and ask, like, what's your thoughts about it? Oftentimes we want to get some other people's ideas on things, right? Even if we want their help for delegation, maybe you could say, well, hey, how do you see this working? How do you see how we can move this you know, from A to B. Another thing is, like I said, when we are feeling overwhelmed, we have all of these things, and we have the tendency to, and as women, I think we have this tendency, this gene where we feel like we're multitasking, like we're cooking, we're on the phone, we're watching kids, but what happens is we burn ourselves out when we do this. So I challenge you to release the multitask Gene, the multitask, release it. Say no. I can't do it. You can't do it all. That who said it? Who was that? Shaka and Whitney. I'm not gonna sing because I can't sing. I'm every woman. It's all in me. No, 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 no. I reject that. Ajali, I can bring home the bacon. Ajali, fried up in the pan. Nope, we're not doing none of that. Because guess what? You, like you say, you feel empty, you feel depleted, you feel drained, start feeling resentful. And what's left for you, right? So, managing our energy, managing our time has a lot to do with our boundaries, right? Learning to say no. Learning to say no. It's okay. And some people are going to be upset when you push back. They're going to be like, what? You're selfish. What? Your priorities is off. What? What are you talking about? What? You know, and that's just part of the process and the journey. Everyone's not going to always agree with your journey and the way you're going about doing it. And that is okay too. It's just like being unapologetic about it. Choosing you. Uh-oh, my camera off. Choosing you unapologetically. And and helping others. I mean, I know that's a core value in some of us, right? That's part of. I mean, I'm a social worker, so that's part of me, who I am, right? I'm helping, I'm advocating, helping, but there's a balance, right? So it is recognizing sometimes we can help in ways that does not sacrifice us. It's okay to help, but if you're feeling depleted or something, you're left with some feelings of emptiness, then there's a need to take some inventory there, to get curious about what's going on, or why is it that you feel it's necessary to give all of you when there's nothing left, that you, like you're not worthy for something for you to have be left over. So it's not about, going away from what your core values is about about helping people. That's part of your value. Yeah, I think having strong values of being a support to others, but when it starts to cross the line, when we feel guilty when we say no, then there's some work to see, well, where is it that I am interpreting myself, or there's some subconscious belief about myself that I feel that I am not, because it's really connected to worthiness, right? That I am not worthy enough, where I too can have rest, can have whatever it is that you need, that you may be depleting or sacrificing when you are extending yourself. So when you're overwhelmed, take some inventory. Check in with yourself. Well, what is it that you're overwhelmed about? Is it because you're putting too much on your plate? Is it because you don't have clarity on the next step, because you have all of these ideas of things you want to do? It's the only way you can move to the next step is to slow down and get some clarity about it. And sometimes that takes for you to talk with someone, to kind of think out of the box, or kind of get out of your blind spots of what's going on. But a lot of it is just your own deep reflective work, and being brave enough and having enough courage to really face it and lean into it. Right. So when I'm overwhelmed and I got all these things to do, I'm writing it down. I got dry erase boards and journals and date books and all sorts of visual things. And then also what I do is I do because things is about visualization, right? Everything is about visualization. If you believe it, if you can see it, you're going to create it. You will. The universe conspires with you. Things start happening, but it requires you to lean into that vision and accept it and lean into it like it's happening right now. Like access that feeling that you're going after. Access it now. You have to lean into that feeling right now. Right now. Okay. So visualize it. I spend like every morning I do my meditation and all of that. But then I learned this in a coaching program that I was in, and one of the strategies too, she said, it's like create the movie in your head. Like spend at least 30 seconds a day, a minute a day, 30 seconds a day, just like you get to create, like you are the director, the producer, the casting director, the leading actor in your movie. You create it. So you close your eyes and you just like let the movie play in your head. Who's there? Where are you at? What's going on? You know, who's around? What's the weather? All of these things. You create the movie. What you got on? What city are you in? Or if it's just like a regular day, like how's your day starting? How's it, just all of that. You visualize it. And then you start to think about like the things and the steps that you can do to move your current situation into this visualization. You get to decide. It's your movie. It's your movie. So, overwhelmed, you don't have to be overwhelmed. It's just one step. Create a plan and execute. Make smart goals. You know what a smart goal is. You know what a smart goal is. Catch one of my other videos. You know, smart goals and get in action. Get your network. Get you some people around you. Get your mentor. Get your coach. Get you your therapist. Get all of the people you need. You can't do this stuff by yourself. Get in community. And one day at a time. You just, one thing at a time. I read a book. It's called The One Thing. Sometimes we want to do all of these things. I used to be the checklist queen, the to do list. It gave me such sense of satisfaction to do all the things on my to. But some of it was not necessary. Some of it is busy, unnecessary work and all of that. And it's just like unnecessary. You need to get strategic. Started getting more strategic with my time. I have like a virtual assistant to do things for me. I'm like playing around with Canva. I ain't got time for all of that, right? I got somebody who's skilled in all of this to do that, right? So it's about you creating your schedule, strategizing how you're going to spend your time, and making a commitment to yourself, to your passions, to your feelings, to your dreams, whatever that is. You have a responsibility to fill your dash. We are born and then we die, right? What are you going to do with your dash in between? You get to figure it out. Where were the things? Okay, yes. I am, I will, I can. Yeah, I am. Whatever. So when you wake up, it's really about affirming. You speaking in affirmation. I was just speaking with a colleague of mine, and she uh, was sharing something about some frustration she was having, and she was saying, "Well, I don't want to do this, and I don't want to do this, and I don't want to do this anymore, and I don't want to do this anymore." And I highlighted to her that our language is everything, right? What we say, how we speak is everything. So when we say, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do this, I don't like this, and I don't want to do this, and I don't want to do this anymore, and I ain't doing this anymore, and I want, we are really attracting that because we are speaking, we're giving it energy. So instead, switch it around and speak in the affirmation. I want, I am, I will. We're not speaking out of lack. We're speaking in affirmation. I want to blah, 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 fill in the blank. Not I don't want to anymore. We're not talking about what you don't want to do anymore. We're going to speak, you're going to speak into affirmation, into existence, what it is that you want, what it is that you're going to do, what it is who you are. So what I am is anything we say I am, it is affirming it. I will, those are powerful. If you are going to do something, you will, you're making a commitment to do it. When you say I am, you are embodying that's who you are. So leading with those two, I am, I will, I can, right? That that speaks power into your possibilities. It speaks power into your abilities to do what it is. You are empowering your own self when you say I am. Well, who gonna stop you, boo? Who gonna check you, boo? Right? So lead with I am, lead with I can, lead with I will. And we're gonna leave all of that. I don't want to do this, and I'm not gonna do this no more. And I don't want. We're not talking about that. I don't want because it's language. Everything is language. So start to notice your language. Notice it when you're talking with people, and you start saying, "Well, I don't." Start it and challenge yourself to switch it around. I challenge you. And let me know next week or in a couple of weeks when I talk, jump back on a live and let me know how was that for you, Kiki, when you're doing this. Let me know. I'm curious how because it really does shift your own energy when we start to speak in power. All right. Well, that is it for me. You know, the overwhelm is sometimes part of life, but there are so many strategies that we can do to overcome it, to get in charge of it, right? Have self-compassion, ask for help, stop putting so much stuff on your list. Don't be overbooking yourself. Don't be multitasking. Believe in yourself. Speak in the affirmation. Thank you. I'm glad you appreciate it. I will see you next Wednesday. Next Wednesday, 6 o'clock. Every Wednesday, Powerful and Mindful Living with Coach Renee. So next Wednesday, you'll see me. The following Wednesday, I will be in a plane from dropping my daughter back off to school, Morgan State. She is a sophomore going back to HBCU. Go Bears. She's a Morgan State Bear. I was a Cal Bear, but she's a Morgan Bear. So we've taken baby girl on back. So you guys won't see me on the 17th, but you will see me next week. Let me know. And also drop in the comments. I'm always um, looking to serve you better. If there's a topic or something you just really want to listen or talk about or hear about, let me know. Let me know. Drop it in the comments. Send me a DM. Hope you're following me on all the platforms on Instagram and Facebook. If you're not, if you're in my Facebook group, Boss Ladies on a Journey for Limited Possibilities. Follow me on my YouTube channel, all of that, and LinkedIn. If we're not linked up on LinkedIn, let's do that. I'm always connecting with professionals, entrepreneurs, and so forth on LinkedIn. So let's do that as well. And catch me, Powerful and Mindful Living with Coach Renee. Oh, also, shout out for this Saturday. We'll be hosting my workshop at Queen Hippie Gypsy. It is Sisterhood Soul Circle. It is a circle for you about releasing past traumas, past hurts. It's about healing, and it's about, again, taking off the Superwoman cape, realigning yourself back with your visions, your passion, and also talking a little bit about, as an empath. Some of us are empaths. I know I am. And how is that like navigating, dealing with, people that may suck your energy and so forth. And how do you navigate and take care of yourself and just put some boundaries out? So we'll be talking a lot about that. You'll get a special self-care gift as well. So that is every first and third Saturday from 10 to 12 p.m. in Oakland at Queen Hippie Gypsy. So get your tickets there on the Queen Hippie Gypsy website. And yeah, and see you next Wednesday as well. And take care. Be well. Be good to yourself. All right. Ciao.